Let's talk about gemstones. We all know the famous ones, right? But what if I told you a lot of them have these, well, secret identities? They belong to hidden families, sharing a common bond that's written in chemistry. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and uncover those connections.
So, let's kick things off with a classic. You've got the ruby, the absolute symbol of fiery red. And then you've got the sapphire, the king of majestic blue. I mean, they couldn't seem more different, could they? Totally different colors, completely different vibes. You'd think they have nothing in common. But what's the real story?
And here's the kicker. Believe it or not, chemically, they're the exact same thing. They are both just different colors of a mineral called corundum. Yeah, the only thing that separates them are tiny little impurities that give them those famous colors. So they're not just similar, they're literally siblings. And that's the whole idea behind a gemstone family.
So what are we really talking about when we say family? Well, it boils down to two key things: their chemical makeup and how their atoms are stacked together. That's the crystal structure. You can think of these two things as a gem's chemical DNA. If they share that core identity, they're in the same family, no matter how different they look on the outside.
All right, let's get into it and meet some of the A-listers. These are the families that boast some of the most famous, most significant gemstones in the entire world. First up, the Beryl family. And this one is just mind-blowing. It's wild to think that one chemical formula can create such different personalities. You get the iconic deep green of an emerald, the calm sea blue of aquamarine, the soft, beautiful pink of morganite, and the sunny yellow of heliodor. They look like they're from different planets, but nope, they're all just cousins, cooked from the same chemical recipe.
And then you've got one of the most plentiful and varied families on the whole planet, quartz. It's got a super simple chemical makeup, but it's the foundation for so many popular gems we know and love. We're talking about the royal purple of amethyst, the warm golden yellow of citrine, and that delicate gentle pink of rose quartz. It's truly the workhorse of the gem world.
And then we have the ultimate icon, diamond. It's so special, so unique, that it's basically a family of one. Its identity isn't some complex recipe of different elements. It's just one thing. Pure carbon, perfectly arranged in an unbelievably strong structure. There's just nothing else quite like it.
Okay, let's move on to our next group. These are the gemstone families that are famous for their incredible range, the true chameleons of the gem world that can pop up in pretty much any color you can dream of.
You know, when most of us hear garnet, we picture one thing: a simple dark red stone. But that's not the whole story, not even close. Garnet isn't a single gem. It's a huge, diverse family. Sure, you've got the classic reds, but you also have these brilliant oranges and a whole spectrum of greens and yellows. It's a true rainbow family.
Now, if garnet is a rainbow, then tourmaline is the entire art supply store. Seriously, no other gem family on Earth naturally shows up in more colors. You've got everything from the deep ruby red of rubellite to the electric, almost neon blue-green of periba, and even stones that are famously two-toned, like the amazing watermelon tourmaline. This family really does it all. Some families aren't just about color, they're about how they perform these incredible magic tricks with light. Take alexandrite on the left. It literally changes color depending on the light source. It looks green in daylight, but take it inside and it turns red under an old-school light bulb. Then you have precious opal, which creates something called play of color. It actually bends light into a flashing, shifting rainbow that seems to dance inside the stone.
Okay, time for some insider knowledge. Let's look at a few families that are just absolutely beautiful and fascinating, but kind of fly under the radar compared to the big names. Let's call them the unsung heroes.
The Feldspar family is all about special effects. It's not just about a single color, but about these amazing phenomena. Moonstone has what's called adolescence, that ghostly, billowy blue glow that seems to float inside it. Sunstone has aventurescence, which is this incredible metallic glitter. And then there's labradorite, with that jaw-dropping flash of iridescent color that appears and disappears as you turn the stone.
Okay, this is one of my all-time favorite stories in gemology. For hundreds of years, one of the most famous rubies on the planet, the giant red stone at the front of the British imperial state crown, wasn't a ruby at all. Turns out, it's a magnificent red spinel. This family was so good at impersonating other gems that it took us until pretty recently to even recognize it as its own distinct group. A true master of disguise.
And the Zoisite family is a perfect example of incredible variety coming from basically one place on Earth. Its most famous member, of course, is Tanzanite, with that stunning blue-violet color found only in Tanzania. But that same chemical blueprint also creates Thulite, a beautiful pink version, and Anyolite, a really dramatic green and red combo stone that's also called ruby zoisite.
So after looking at all of these incredible, diverse gems, what's the big takeaway here? What does it all really mean? Well, it all comes down to understanding that fundamental chemical code that gives every single stone its true identity.
Let's break it down one last time. It's actually a pretty simple recipe. You start with the basic chemical ingredients. Then you add a specific repeating crystal structure, and when you put those two together, you get the Gemstone Family. The color, that's just the final beautiful touch.
So once you get this concept, you start seeing the entire world of gems in a completely new light. Suddenly, a ruby and a sapphire aren't rivals, they're sisters. An emerald and an aquamarine aren't just two random blue and green stones, they're close cousins. Their whole family tree is written right there in the language of chemistry.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to think about. Now that you know about these hidden connections, that a diamond is just pure carbon, that an emerald and an aquamarine share the same DNA, or that one of history's greatest rubies was an imposter, which gemstone will you never look at the same way again?